However, as I continue on with my philosophical rant here, or rather my musings of my internal struggles and my day-to-day problems, the problem is there really isn't much for me to do in regards to entertaining you. No goal that I can strive for. I am simply at the top of this, and I simply play this game over and over again. It's very, very strange. I mean, so you would think that my time would be spent elsewhere. However, in a way, I still think I need to play this game. And, well, the series, however short or long it is, I suppose, an attempt to see if that's actually, well, if I could actually record that to the point where it's actually interesting to watch. I mean, I'm having fun, I'm entertaining myself. However, as I sit here clicking at things and talking like a moron, or rather just talking like a raving madman, I'm not sure if anyone would care. So, well, this is an attempt to see if you will care. And if not, well, I'll go back to doing something else. And if you do, well, I can sit here clicking on things in the Challenger and wait until the game gets so bad that my.com asks me to be a stream partner, because that seems to be the new fad going around. If I am maybe a bit narcissistic once again, that'd be nice. I'd like that. I still probably wouldn't put money into the game, but, you know, it'd be entertaining. And I would sit here in this Death Fortress all day long. And I champion the vehicles which are really, really fucking hard to kill. And we would play PvP, or play PvE. Nobody wants to play PvP. We play PvE all day long, shooting at bots, simply enjoying ourselves. And that's about it, really. It would be nice if there was something to do here. However, I don't know if there ever will be. But as it stands, it's enjoyable as it was. Well, enjoyable as it is. So, the major problem is, am I good enough of a showman to carry this? Can I make a game that has no hope for improvement, or next to no hope for improvement, and somehow continue to talk over this game and play this game, reaping my enjoyment from playing this very relaxing, serene sort of, I've just got a ghost ship of a game, honestly. It's still a magnificent thing to see, however, it is dead. Can I talk over this game and reap my enjoyment from this serene place and still produce entertaining videos? That's something I'm not quite sure of, but this is my attempt, I suppose. My rambling has probably lost like 70% of the audience by now. But, oh well. Now you see, as you see here, the reactive armor, or rather the ERA blocks, are considerably thicker than you would believe them to be, or rather as they were actually, you know, made in the initial stages of release, as are angles in this. None of this really makes sense anymore, which leads me to continuously call this game an arcade game rather than any sort of simulator. Honestly, Armored Warfare as it was originally could have gotten close to that. It was still very, very sort of, I don't know, sort of accentuated and, like, dramatized for certain, to make things certain easier for a game. But all games sort of do that. But it was somewhat close to that. This, however, is completely not. This is me driving around in a big metal box named Challenger 2 and clicking at people with my tank armored with arbitrary values and the enemy armored with arbitrary values, and we shoot at people doing arbitrary amounts of damage. That's it. It's just that it has a very nice graphical fidelity to it, don't you think? Probably the best. But I suppose that's what keeps me here as well. There is some strange sense that even though there is no hope and nothing to really gain, by continuing to play the game, I am still doing something of value. Not saving the game from demise. Oh, good God, no. I'm not big enough to do that. Why the hell would I have the pushing power to do that? Nobody cares what the hell I say. But in a sense of still kind of operating as a member of a team and doing a competent job at playing the game. It's sort of like what's a strange... This is very strange, but something very basic. Something incredibly, like, you know, something so minuscule that most people don't really seem to care about. Like, I don't know, like making sure that you're on time for school so that your class has no no marks for, you know, bad attendance. Nobody really gives a shit, but, well, it's there. And if you take solace in that, I suppose it's something to look, you know, it's something to be nice. It's something to be done. It's something that you could master. You could not be late to school any day. It's something that you could do with precision that not all people can do. Ooh, 1,000. That's a big one. Shit. But it is so minuscule that most people do not care. In this game, it would be playing the challenger and being the immortal rock of this team. I am not going to die. And so, because I am not going to die, I will brush off any resistance that comes near me. And armed with this, victory in this PvE mission is assured. Just by me existing. It's not automatic, it's not an auto-resolve situation. I still have to go through and I still have to prove my worth, but it is easy to me, as I am an indestructible fucking fortress of steel and steel composites named after British towns. You see? Nothing at all. They hid my tracks, but oh well, my tracks can be repaired. They're made of living metal. Yeah, I knew I was going to bounce off that, but I took out his AMS. Not like that really does anything. And the AI is following the same paths to destruction over and over again. You see three AMX-10 RCs doing the same exact thing. Honestly, I'd like these guys to be a little bit more aggressive. But not necessarily artificially stronger, just to be a lot more of them. Make it a little bit of a tense situation, make it a resource management sort of situation, I suppose. That's something that insane difficulty could do. That's about the only thing I can look forward to, making this game somewhat harder. But then again, this is the issue. How do I make you care about this? As I am sitting here talking to you, and going on about how this is all incredibly easy, how do I make you care? How do I make you emphasize with me as I play through this game, if not for me struggling to complete a very hard task? Which also may backfire because I may be a complete moron and people will call me out and laugh at me in my YouTube comments about how terrible I am at video games. Of how the action that I am doing is so incredibly easy and would be so simple if only I weren't a moron. And therefore, my struggles backfire against myself. They make me look like a fool, and I frustrate myself for no apparent reason and no gain whatsoever. Now, the upside of this is, well, it's boring. So you turn the video off and you go do something else. But for some reason, people like listening to my voice. So, there's that, I'm talking. However, I don't think it's due to my vocabulary or my pattern of speech or whatnot. It's down to, I don't know, I seem to have infectious enthusiasm. And this seems to be the one game that doesn't actually trigger that. It's a game that I enjoy, however, it is not going to make me jump and squeal like a little schoolgirl and laugh, that damn laugh that people always keep talking about. It's never going to trigger that, or rather, will very rarely trigger that, because I'm not in that kind of mood. So, it would seem that this is the wrong game for me as a showman, however, it is such a right game for me as a person. It's all very strange. I suppose I make this video in the hopes that me talking about it long enough will probably lead me to stumble across what the hell the meaning is, or rather, what the hell the proper reasoning or the proper realization should be for this. Planes do not crash like that. They never will. You see, okay, you got me to laugh because that's stupid and it's never going to get fixed, but moving on. I suppose the point of me doing this is still trying to entertain and also entertain myself at the same time. And to see if that's actually feasible. I'm not really sure, really, honestly. I go around in circles a lot with this entire thing. I could sit here and talk for hours about this stuff and try to arrange my thoughts into a sensible manner. But honestly, every time I go on recording without any sort of editing, it's all going to sound like a big mess. Because I'm not that good at editing myself, unless I'm physically editing myself in a Vegas profile, or a Vegas, file. You know what I mean. Everyone has a little bit of editing to help themselves out. However, with this, I am not, because there is no reason for me to do that. And it would seem egregious and artificial, and you, well, wouldn't be able to enjoy the video itself because I would be cutting every 5 seconds and trying to arrange my thoughts like that. Can't do that. So I just have to keep talking here, or rather, want to keep talking here. I suppose this is a rather strange moment where I'm trying to be a showman and carry this entire thing. However, well, as I sit here, you are, I'm becoming aware of the fact that I'm continuously drawing down the curtain here and making you see that it is not necessarily a grand quest, an adventure or whatnot, but it is simply a show, and I am simply attempting to entertain you. Well, there's a bit of showman's honesty for you. Well, really? I'm not sure what to do now, aside from continuing to play the game, because watching things explode is kind of fun. Really? I have my impulses now to say, don't continue on with this, go on and do something else more productive. But I'm gonna think about it really hard before I just jump to conclusions like that. If not, my epiphany should prove of some value to someone, I suppose. Where are you? There you are. Hi! Bye. No one ever explained why the leopard tube blows up like that. Now, this is a very strange occurrence. In itself, honestly. Because I'm still pondering. Over and over again. You see, this is how easy it is for me to go around in circles. And if I just open my mouth, you'll hear me going round and round in circles. Well, I suppose if I'm going to go around and round in circles explaining the same things over again, I suppose that means I should shut up and just enjoy the show, as we have here, where there are several tanks shooting at me, and only one of them actually managed to cause any form of damage whatsoever. It's that one. Always the damn M8s. I am tracked, however, not necessarily too frightened about the situation. I should like to turn. Okay. A bunch of light tanks just sort of sitting, and they seem to have all given up on shooting me, except for this guy, who actually managed to damage me. This son of a bitch. And he's broken my gun. You son of a bitch. Is that the only thing you can do? I suppose so. They broke it again. Boy, this AI is spiteful. Wow. Okay. Ow. Now everything in my turret's broken. Oh no. What in God's name? That's the driver's compartment. Once again, I suppose, unrealistic video game. Do not blame. Do not bully. Jammed his third ring. And, of course, even though I am damaged and it would seem like I am going to be less efficient at the entire game, unfortunately, for that assumption, I can just press 4, and then everything in my tank is fixed. No real problem. I suppose, honestly, if they were to remove that, would make the situation a little bit more perilous, a little bit more exciting. However, then that would go on with frustration. Honestly, I would like for module damage to actually fucking matter. So you have a big, strong tank with lots of hit points, so, like, that has actual, you know, value aside from being impossible to fucking kill. And rather, as we have proven from that last engagement there, not impossible to kill, just really hard for the AI to manage it. As they are too busy trying to disable my gun rather than destroying my tank. And the Bradleys are just kind of running around me. They're being very aggressive. They're just, doing a NASCAR race around this, you know, cooling tower. Ow. Now, who in the hell was that? Got him. It's a Thunderbolt. Hello, sir. Oh, you see these fuckers. See, these are the fuckers we have to watch out for, because these, they just arbitrarily shoot through our armor, and they just don't care. Honestly, I don't see it penetrating. Where is he hitting me, honestly? Oh, he's going for the gunner's sight. Is that my weak spot? And yeah, you just shrug off a 700mm penetration shot off the front of your incredibly unarmored tank. You do that. And unfortunately, now I can't get a penetrating. What's going on here? Oh, right, this. Excuse me. Now everything's fine again. Hit 7, back at full health. I honestly have to play like a... Oh, he's even outside the map boundary. This cheating bastard. What minor damage? I killed the gunner and the commander. What minor damage? The shell went into the tank and killed 2 people inside. That's not minor. What is it? Does it have human control as a secondary? It's primary controlled by AI, so that the crew is just sort of unnecessary. It's minor concern that, you know, they can't actually kill anyone. No, actually, it's a minor concern that the crew inside is dead. Maybe they are more machine than I realized. However, it seems like my team over there is having a bit of trouble getting to that last point over there. I should probably go a little bit faster. However, this is my issue with being slow. But, well, when I trade for speed, well, actually, not even slow. I go 60. This ain't fucking slow. It's just kind of sluggish to accelerate. Minor damage again. What the fuck ever. That Armada is having a bit of trouble over there. He looks like he could use a hand. But as you see, we're still being kind of pressed here. It's just that I'm not the one being pressed. I'm the one shooting people repeatedly. However, it looks as though... Picking off people. That Armada... Well, the Armada's gonna have to be the front man here. I get over there, but I need to actually keep dumping shots on these guys. Well. Alright, fuck it. Let's get in there. I'm shattered again. Well, it seems like the T-90's got the job done over there. But in the event that he dies horribly, we need to actually get into a position. Yeah. The Armada used his kit. Now we're all perfectly fine. See? No issues. Whatever. We're anime protagonists. We're perfectly fine. We got our Season 2 power-up. You want to get him? Thank you. There we go. You see, it's somewhat distressing, because I have to get into the capture point or we're going to lose. However, honestly, it's almost like we're never going to lose. It's a very strange purgatory. Very, very strange purgatory. I like it, though, honestly. Because, as I said, it's broken in exactly the way that I wanted it to be. If something must be broken, if something must be disappointing, and somewhat unfulfilling, honestly, I'd take this over anything else. I'd take this over being immensely frustrated. I'm just kind of disappointed. It's sort of a cold comfort. At least I can shoot things repeatedly. That's perfectly fine. In World of Tanks, I couldn't, honestly, I couldn't sit there and play that game if I didn't have some kind of hope that the game was going to get better, or I was going to be able to play the things that I wanted, or as I was going to be able to achieve something that I wanted. Oh, look, it's a lieutenant. A punching bag. 989 damage. Now you see, this is actually kind of fun, to be honest. The AI is just accommodating. Nice accuracy. But as I said, the AI is much more accommodating than a person, and therefore much more fun to fight. Because they're not just assholes all the time. They can be sometimes, but at least when they're being assholes, they're being theatrical about it. People are just annoying to play against, to be honest. I don't like it. So, well, once again, we have completed our mission. We have the top RP in the game. Amazing. Not necessarily top damage, because we were kind of driving around a bit in the background, but, well, the Armata outdamaged us. The Armata is the only thing that's going to outdamage us, because he is damage. We are survivability and armor. He is, well, just getting really big numbers. Well, let us continue going. For, well, there's no reason to stop. The only thing we're playing for now is our own enjoyment. Rather, my own enjoyment. You guys are along for the ride. Now, I'm not exactly sure what the reaction to this is going to be honest. I mean, some of you might, well, listen to me, ramble and think it's enjoyable to listen to. Somebody did say about the original Grindfest that I did was, well, some people that binged it didn't have the best, by the end of the series, didn't have the best views. It's like sub 100 views on some of those parts, to be honest. But, well, I suppose we'll see how this goes. Because, as I was going to say, people did seem to listen to me ramble for long periods of time. This is probably the least structured thing that I've ever done. Mainly because I have no direction to sort of point myself towards. That's the weird part. That's why I think it's so hard for me to continue sort of trying to find a point here. Why I seem so sort of scattered. The thing is, usually I have some sort of direction to point myself as, some sort of goal, some sort of thing to grab onto. And what I have in front of me here is my own enjoyment. I'm not used to getting that. I'm used to having to work really, really fucking hard to get all of it, and honestly, most of the time walking away heavy and empty-handed. Even in the games that I wanted to play, because I wanted the glory at the end. The suffering was all going to be worth it for the glory in the end, but right now, I'm changing as a person, and honestly, I'm a bit fucking tired of that shit. So, I may be becoming stuck in my ways, however, honestly, if I keep doing this, I will probably go insane. So, something's gotta give here. Also, that fire brewed up in that guy's crew compartment. Well, they're all dead. But like I was saying, what I have in front of me is simply just my own enjoyment, which is strange. It's my own enjoyment, and it can go on as long as I want it to. However, I'm not shackled to a goal. There's nothing I can sort of throw throw importance to, because I already have the Challenger 2. There is nothing that I am working for other than me enjoying myself. I mean, at worst, this is like me masturbating on camera, I suppose. That's about it, really. I mean, but people seem to... Well, people seem to want to see what it's like when I'm enjoying myself. And the parts where I'm happy and sort of, you know, enjoying myself are the parts where I actually win in those games that I want to actually win in. You know, those things that make me fight, and when I get them, I laugh. Like, for, like, those pressing points. I suppose, an effort, you know, a decisive effort gets a better laugh out of me, I suppose. Or rather, just casual, you know, casual with the friends, where there is no effort and there's just people talking to each other. And when people talk to each other, fucking anything can happen. With me being in a serene, sort of happy place like this, I could sustain this for a while, but it would just be me just talking about shit. Shit that doesn't matter. Shit that isn't the game, because there really isn't anything important about the game. And I keep saying that over and over again, and then that... It says to me... Okay, so why would people care? But I'm going on in persistence to this, or rather, against this. In the off chance that people actually like me talking like this, and in the off chance that people actually enjoy my opinions, or me talking about random fucking things, and also in the off chance that people do not mind. Strange. Really, really strange. You see, didn't I tell you this was weird? It's all sorts of things. It's sort of... I suppose I'm sort of asking you, is it okay if I just kind of dig around here for my own entertainment here, even though I'm not gonna be... even though I can't really prepare any amazing theatrics or anything like that. I can't... The game isn't really gonna give me anything aside from me letting me sort of run around and enjoy myself. However, as I say that, I could be playing something like, for example, Tokyo Warfare. That... There's a difference here, and it's a very strange one. Now, you see... Tokyo Warfare will let me drive around in tanks all day long and shoot at things. That's perfectly fine. That's about what I'm doing right now. However, I suppose it is all the mentality that I have for that. Whereas, I walk into an arcade game and expect an arcade game and cease to really care. Whereas this is Armored Warfare, and it was, well, a game that I had hope in, and in large part has achieved the basic sensibilities of what's going on. I have put work into this game to get something. It does make you work for something. It does make you work for long enough that you actually feel accomplished. Like, for example, I didn't choose the Challenger 2 the first time around, but I still put in the amount of effort required in order to get to a tier 10 vehicle, so this is all of my work. This is all of my work being played out in front of me, even if it isn't the thing that I chose initially. I just got, well, we all got lucky because they let us respec everything. But the thing is, having that there, or having that reminder that it is or was, and kind of still is, but like I said, there's no forward point of it. It doesn't extend further on, there is no magical bridge of hope, I'd like to say. Extending towards a future that is better than what we have in before. To expand upon what we have continuously forever, the everlasting glory and happiness. Where no one is ever bored, and we always have continuously have new things to do. All of which excite us. And all of which are always good. The thing is that it is still the game that forced me to put a lot of work into. However, I have achieved everything that I needed. Unfortunately, we may lose this point here because fucking no one is on this side of the island. That's rather strange. That would be rather embarrassing. Well, hey now, maybe the excitement is dwelling within my veins. Am I going to be able to make it to the point? Can I see the enemy positions? Will I be able to actually kill the tank? I did! Oh my god, my veins are pumping. My heart is alive again. I brought energy and life, zest into these old forgotten bones for basically running against a timer of 5 seconds. I suppose that's all I really needed. Just kind of a reminder once in a while. That's rather strange, too. But as I was saying, it's a game that gives me the illusion, or rather, not necessarily even the illusion, but the things. The things, what are the things, Fonto? Please explain the things. The things are, I suppose, that it was a machine that if you sort of spec'd into it, you would get things, and they would mean things. And even though, ultimately, this farce doesn't amount to anything, the sort of stuff that I have behind this, or rather the feelings that I have behind it, the sort of the scaffolding bridge that brought me to this point, to where I expected to hop upon, you know, as I said, the bridge of hope, or the road of hope. I hope to be there when I got here, is not there. I still feel as though I am accomplished in maintaining competency in this field. I worked for it, and so even though there is nothing more to do, and it is immensely disappointing with that, I still feel kind of okay sitting here and doing the same things over and over again, because I have what I was questing for. It's just that the more that I wanted, the never-ending, everlasting glory, does not exist. That is the disappointing part. But however, at least it was sort of there to begin with. Whereas a game, as I was trying to worm my way to the point I suppose this was the point, whereas an arcade game like Tokyo Warfare has none of that built into it. It doesn't have any of that. It never had any of that. So, the hope wasn't there. And even though the hope has died here, I can still kind of fondly remember it, and ream enjoyment out of the gameplay that's here, which is me driving around in an unkillable death fortress, shooting at people, or rather shooting at bots over and over again, which expose themselves to basically any and all incoming fire, and die like a bunch of idiots. Or rather, they don't die like idiots, they die like brave men, trying to stop the players from winning the video game. That's the internal conflict here. The AI trying to stop us from playing the video game, and the players, well, just marauding around, gods as they are, in their chariots of war, winning at everything that they want and reaming satisfaction from these poor beleaguered masses. Confidence. Security. Sense of worth. This is what the Challenger 2 gives me. I suppose, in a way, it's, once again, not terribly photogenic for someone like me to announce the fact that, yes, I play video games because it helps my self-confidence. But, well, it's the truth. And it's gotten to me where I am. And I know other people play games the same way for the same reasons. Not that anyone really likes to admit it. People make fun of it whenever it actually encounters, but it's true. Sometimes a fantasy is what a man needs. For any multitude of reasons, really. The problem is taking that fantasy and bringing it into reality. And unfortunately, anime is not yet real. One day I hope it will be. Because, well, quite frankly, man's fantasy is bringing his fantasies to life, I suppose. So, if there's enough effort behind it, anything can happen.